Good morning, Instagram. What is up? I hope you guys are well. Peace and blessings to all out there. So, I've been sat here thinking whether or not I should actually shoot and upload this video about Adam Saleh. I'm sure many of you know yesterday the whole drama that happened with him and the situation about him being told to get off that Delta airline in the US. Now, usually I'm pretty quick at sharing stuff that's related to discrimination, particularly in this case because it was against a Muslim. And I'm a Muslim, so it's something that, for me personally, hits a chord. However, with Adam Saleh, I felt very uncomfortable from the beginning. And I'll tell you why. I'm not siding with Delta, and I'm not siding with Adam Saleh. However, we have a situation, a classic situation, where the boy that cried wolf one too many times. And Adam Saleh is someone that I've been following for a while. I was subscribed to his channel. And there was a video back, I can't remember if it was a year, 2 years ago, when him and went out and did what they called a social experiment, which turned out to be completely false later on. They then changed the words and called that whole incident a dramatization of real life events, which is absolutely lame in every sense of the word. But it basically involved the guys going out in New York, dressed first in Western clothes or non-Arab clothes, near a so-called police officer to see his response. And then following that up, dressed with Arab. What do you think happened? Well, dressed in non-Arab clothes got very little response from the police, but dressed in Arab clothing got an immediate response from the police. And they kind of positioned it and said that, look, this is discrimination, a social experiment. Unfortunately, it wasn't a social experiment. One, they exaggerated. Two, they blatantly lied. And three, they tried to cover up their tracks by calling it a dramatization. I remember this specifically because the first time I saw the description, the first time it said social experiment, and then they changed it to dramatization of real events that took place. Now, this incident happens, and it's interesting because it happens 2 to 3 days after an incident where Adam Saleh completely faked one of those being stuck in luggage and being transported somewhere else. It was picked up by a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of main media that kind of called him out and said that, look, A, he lied, and B, he exaggerated it. And it even went down to the point where the airline that he claimed that he did this whole stunt on responded and completely broke down the argument. And then, after that event took place, this happens. Now, you can see where I get very uncomfortable about all of this, because if he's serious about this and it makes it very hard for someone like me, who's a Muslim, who has seen things like this happen, believe what he's saying. And that's a problem. But it also means that since yesterday, I've noticed a lot of other YouTubers, along with serious media outfits, questioning whether or not Adam Saleh did this on purpose. And that's very, very important. There's another context to this, which is that Adam Saleh is a vlogger. And if you spend enough time watching his videos and looking at the way he behaves, Adam Saleh is a YouTuber that is after the attention. Now, those of you that aren't YouTubers will not understand this. I am a YouTuber. I'm a vlogger. And I look for opportunities in which I can get content or create content that's going to be engaging and slightly controversial. So Adam Saleh gets on the plane with his friend Slim. His whole personality is this kind of really likable, personable, but slightly cocky and very, very content-orientated approach. Now, I'm playing devil's advocate here, so bear with me. But I wonder, what if he was partly responsible for antagonizing other passengers on board that flight? Go back to Adam Saleh's YouTube page, hit the search button, put in airline or airplane, and you'll see a bunch of videos that he's put out where he kind of pranks or social experiments or antagonizes other passengers and airlines. Now, I'm a vlogger. I publicly vlog, and I've vlogged at airports and on airplanes before, but I'm not one of those vloggers that is kind of antagonizing, and I don't need the content that badly. for me to continue vlogging when I'm aware of people being uncomfortable around me, particularly on an aeroplane. And I've had that incident happen twice to me, where I had my camera out, I'm talking to it, people on either side were looking uncomfortable, and I turned it off. I explained to them what, and I didn't use that footage. Now, I remember specifically one of the passengers when that incident happened. She said to me, I felt really uncomfortable, and the fact that you've explained it to me makes me a little more comfortable about the situation. I gave her a business card that had links. Now, that's the way I behaved. Now, I'm not saying that Adam Saleh purposely did this, but I'm just saying let's put some context to this whole situation, because it's really important. Right now, there is a massive move by media and a bunch of institutes and organizations that want to demonize Muslims on every single level. And that is having an effect out in the public. But when that does happen, it's really important for Muslims in the public arena to maintain some kind of decorum in public places and not add fire to the fuel, particularly in areas where you know or you're aware that people might not be so nice to Muslims. Now, let me make it clear again. I'm not saying Adam Saleh was in the wrong, and I'm not saying Adam Saleh was responsible for this. But what I am saying is I think we need to stay a little calm before we hit that reshare button and before some of us get carried with anti-Muslim, anti-American comments that get posted up on social media that then add fuel to the fire that already exists. And I've seen this on videos or on Facebook pages where that video has been posted and comments been left. It serves no purpose. It only aids in helping to continue this vicious cycle of bigotry and hate for one group of people and another. What is really difficult in this situation is that it happened to Adam Saleh, an international YouTube celebrity with millions of followers and subscribers, and it's really difficult to tell whether or not this was the whole story or part. Now, there's going to be some of you that will automatically take the Muslim line, but I want you to just think about this ayah for a moment. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. I think that's Surah Al-Hujurat, and it's verse 6 or 7. And in its roughest translation, it basically means that if someone comes to you with information, a particular person that comes to you with information, investigate it so that you don't harm people out of ignorance and regret what you've done. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this situation. I hope and I pray really hard that this is not some kind of twisted social experiment or prank that's gone wrong and then been twisted by individuals. And if it's genuine, really genuine, then I feel really bad for Adam Saleh. I feel really angry against the airline and those people responsible at that given time to make the decision to have them escorted off in the way that they did. And also those people that have a difficulty accepting people from a Middle Eastern background speaking Arabic or a language of their choosing. And for those people that feel that way, that hold those racist, bigoted views, madness, you know. And for the rest of us who don't know what happened in that situation, I think it's really important to do one of two things. Just be a little patient. Let's wait for the whole story to fold out. And secondly, if you are going to share and you are going to comment, don't replace one wrong with another wrong. That's not the way that things are done, because if we continue this way, we're not going to solve any problems. I don't know, it's very, very difficult. It's a very difficult situation. Social media is great for all of the advantages that it gives, but over the last 18 months, couple of months, I've seen this distinct ability of social media and people that use it to kind of twist things, where it's hard for people to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on. And we saw this at the US election, the kind of false news and twisted news that was being passed around. We're seeing this with the whole Syria narrative as well. Anyway, that's my view on it.